preparing and planning for you young fellas out there, for you young ladies out there. Because if you want to make sure that you maintain your physical capabilities, you got to start young, okay? You got to make sure that you keep your body strong. And that starts with nutrition, okay? That's the first thing. I can say at my age, I haven't taken very good care of my body. Yes, I stayed healthy. Yes, I was in the gym. Yes, I've been working out over 10 years and I've taken time off from here and there. But, you know, the way that you take care of your body is not only nutrition, it's making sure that you try to maintain your mental health and your soul health, okay? You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you don't allow too much negative energy in your space that can disrupt what you're trying to do in life. And some of you are starting to understand that at the moment. Starting to come into the realization that life isn't just an imagine. Yeah, you can imagine, but you can't, allow that to leave you docile and think that everything's going to go your way. So what I'm about to do, I'm about to just make sure that I prepare these red potatoes. Now, a lot of y'all, God might want to stay away from the carbs. Me personally, I'm loading up because I want to gain some quick weight in the next 3 months. So when I go compete or when I'm out there running around, that I'm durable enough to be able to take whatever physical contact that I be dealing with out there, whether it's basketball, football, like I told y'all, paintball, it does not matter. You got to make sure that your body is strong enough to be able to deal with the contact. So, I'm about to just go ahead and prepare some things. Got my potatoes. I got to wash these with bell peppers off, as you can see here, style. Got some squash, bow. You know what I mean? Bow wow. And I'm going, got some red onion over here. Bow, you don't want to put your onions in the damn refrigerator. Don't do that. You want to keep your onions out. If you can, find some sort of box to put them in. You know what I mean? Because they stay nice and, right when you keep them in a cozy place. You don't want to put your onions. How you doing? How you doing out there? You don't want to put your onions in the fridge. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to make a mixed vegetable uh, bowl for myself. I already had one here, which I'm going to load up on before I hit the gym because I gotta make sure that, I got some nourishment in my body, some sustenance, so I can go out there, get buckets. You gotta make sure that your body is nice and strong so you can maintain your physical prowess as long as possible, young man. You hear what I'm saying? Please make sure that you stay strong, man. Like keep working out, keep eating right, and make sure that try to stay as strong as possible and stay away from negativity. You already know right then and there. Uh, I'm going to remove this, and you're definitely getting blocked. We're not doing all that. Yeah, you start coming on here, and you start saying negative things. We getting you up out of there. This is not what this is about. This is try to help young men understand that their mind, body, and soul is what's most important. And to the older men out there that are 40, 50, 60, like I said before, it's time to get back out there. because you have a lot of young men that need that information. They need your knowledge. They need your wisdom. And I'm not, Solomon out here. I'm just saying that I would like to help young men avoid the bullshit that I put myself in, the bad choices that I made. I don't want to see y'all do that. I don't want to see y'all go down that rabbit hole, dealing with a bunch of BS and negative people, especially if you out here with a good soul, So, like I said, I gotta go ahead and prepare this stuff here. Go ahead and put some baking soda on it, water it down, just spray it down, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna make sure that I do this before I go to the gym, and then I'm going, come back, whip it up, then make a smoothie after I eat, you know, uh, probably in about 25 minutes. Then, get me a smoothie, hit the gym, probably shoot around, hoop a little bit, and because I'm starting to get stronger, man, and I can move around and stand up longer. I've been playing for about 2.5 months, almost 3 months. Hey, I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, and to all the bots out there. Hey, just keep on boosting up the views. Hey, that's all you got to do. You know what I mean? For me, if you go out, help me out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I want to talk to the real people out there. The real people, please take care of your body. Don't make, a bunch of foolish decisions running around, constantly mistreating yourself every single day with the fast food and, the bullshit. Please, make sure that you're taking your herbs. Make sure you're eating your fruits and your vegetables, especially your fruits, because they're high alkaline and you want to be able to keep away all that stuff that go on in the inside that they refuse to tell us about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, go ahead, get this right, get this tight. I don't know, and I'm here to just make sure y'all avoid the bullshit. Hey, well, if that's true, how's it going, David? And if your girlfriend just broke up with you, I want to say, that hit hard. Sometimes, if you're a young man, I suggest that, you make sure that you get around some people that, boost your energy. Get around some people that are positive. Try to get out. Make sure that you. Try to get back into a hobby or something. If you draw, if you like to, whatever you like to do, if you play sports, I mean, find something to do. Don't sit around and dwell on it, because believe you me, it ain't going to say what I don't want to mess it up, but when you don't have anything to do, that's the devil's playground. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be sitting around thinking about how you and your girlfriend, just broke up. So no, please, if I'll say this again, if you guys are jumping on here to be negative, it ain't gonna work. I'm sorry, you're just dealing with the wrong one to think you're gonna pull me into whatever you guys are bored and trying to pull me into. And like I said, the bots, please, just keep boosting up the channel. That's all I'm asking. But and I'm just gonna call you DV. DV. If you really loved her, I understand. Um, at my age, love is something that we choose to do. It's more of a physical thing, you show it. But at the same time, we have to be trained and disciplined and informed and educated enough to understand that when we make certain decisions, that these are the, positions that we put ourselves in. But at the same time, you know, as a man, you should find other things to be, to involve yourself in. So you're not consumed with those feelings. You see what I'm saying? So I know it's going to hurt, especially if this was your first love, or because we've all been there as men. But this will make you stronger as a young man. I will guarantee it. I guarantee it. I mean, I know it hurt right now, but I will guarantee that it's going to give you new perspective, as well as the experience to be able to deal with your next encounter when it comes to a relationship. So I mean, and once again, I'm sorry to hear that, but as young men, I would like you to know that it's more important that you involve yourself in an activity, a hobby, get you a skill, make sure that you go after what God wants you and needs you to do. Find your purpose, whatever that is. There's something calling you deep in the inside. And I know you know it. And I think that's what most of us need to do, as long as it's not harming anyone else, and it's, that's your way of expressing yourself. Hey man, whether that's agriculture, like I said, you might be in rocks, I don't know, water, biology, anatomy, it doesn't matter. I think as men, we need to engulf ourselves in our purpose, and time will reveal what that is. Uh, as for no, bro, it's what do you call it? Sure. Nah, we're not doing none of that. I don't want to hear a joke. Uh, no, I don't do microwaving over here. Well, I'm just, as you can see, this is not. I don't microwave. We cook. My grandfather was a chef, and he told me a long time ago to stop microwaving food. So I don't throw food in the microwave. That's a way to kill the nutrients inside your food. So when my grandfather heard me talking about throwing something in the microwave, he got directly on me, and I haven't warmed up food in a microwave since. I think somebody might have tried to do it or something like that, but nah, we don't do microwave over here. We're gonna warm up food because, a lot of the plants and the fruit, they tend to maintain its nutrients even if you heat it up. So, but with the radiation in the microwave, that'll kill the nutrients in the food. So, we're gonna heat it. We're gonna use a pot. That's how we old school. See, that's the reason why a lot of y'all gotta listen to the old school. Y'all, I get it. I get it. We got a lot to say. We running our mouth. We talk too much. I get it. But guess what? That's exactly what they did to us, because they wanted us to avoid all the bullshit that was going on out here. And look what we've done to you guys. You know what I mean? So I just want y'all to understand that there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom and information that you can obtain when you listen to someone that's older. You don't have to be a champion to coach a champion. That's all you have to have is some life experience and have lived a little. And if you have understanding, awareness, foresight, you're capable to look within and outside of yourself. That type of person is a gem. And a lot of times people overlook those type of people because they may not have what people see on social media. They may not have the fast cars. They may not have, the beautiful women all around them. They might not be throwing money all over the place. But, those are the people that typically are the good people. and those are the people we pass over because of, what people have been indoctrinated into believing what success really is. So, yeah, man, it's a doozy. It's a doozy out here, man. But you gotta stay in the game. You gotta stay focused. I mean, that's the only thing you can really do. And she broke up with me on my birthday. It's my birthday today. Oh man, I'm pretty sure you have some friends, right? I'm pretty sure you have something that you can involve yourself in. I'm positive. And if you and if you don't, find something to do. You dig what I mean? You gotta find something to do. EV, you can't don't allow a woman to just disrupt everything you got going on. I've been there. Now, first of all, I always been a player. But at the same time, I've loved. And I'm telling you now, it will disrupt your whole circuitry. Your shit will short circuit. You'll have misfires and all types of shit. You don't want to have that, DV. You want to make sure that you have something you can reach out to. Like I said, I don't care if it's a skill. I don't give a good goddamn if you like to, collect pennies. I don't give a fuck what it is. You better find something to do because you're going to be up and you're going to be running around, wondering what the fuck is going on over some girl. Nah, man, it's too many out there. Do you know it's like 8, 9, 10 women to one? Now, you loved her. That's because that's who we are as men. Men are really the romantics. Men are really the one that love and are willing to sacrifice fucking everything to make sure that our families are secure and safe and provided for. That's because men are stoic. Not all, but if God created man, that means men have a godly sense to treat others the way God treated us. God gave us everything. He gave us dominion over the planet. Name it all. That's you. You dig what I'm saying? And now we running around like some panty waists out here, like we got on some goddamn skirts and dresses, and we're allowing the system and all this other shit to just push us around. Nah, you got to stand up, get your ass in the gym. That's where I'll be going in another hour and a half. You got to start reading, you got to start writing, or at least get around individuals that have positive attitudes about life, that are not only positive, but they're aware enough to see the bullshit that's going on right now. Because if you don't have the capabilities to pay attention to what's going on at the moment, you're going to get caught up. That's the reason why I decided to start doing this for not only my son, but other young men and women, just to start telling them, like, because I fucked up enough where I feel like I would be wrong at my age to not tell or and inform young men and women about the pitfalls of the bullshit that they've set out here. And social media is one of them. You know what I mean? If there are really people checking my channel out and you guys are real and you're real thinking people and you're not a part of the matrix, just look at some of these comments. You see what I'm saying? Just listen to my conversation and then and listen to what I'm talking about, and then go look at some of these these comments. That lets you know right there that social media is just not a real place. It was a place that you could really obtain knowledge and information and get a lot of help at one point, but it's been turned into a place for people to be as vile as they want. Hey, how's it going, Ben? whoever is real, man, put I'm a real person. I'm not AI, cause or some guy or chick living in a basement that have absolutely nothing to do. They have no intentions on trying to live life or get out there and be anything other than a troll. So please, if you tuned in, put I'm a real person. I'm not fake and flawed. So, that's all I wanted to talk about today, man, is make sure you prepare, make sure you plan, young men. And to my generation after 40, make sure you just get back out there. Stop telling yourself you busy. Stop telling yourself, yo, I got too much to do. No, we need you to hoop. We need you to get back out there in the gym. We need you to get back out there on the mat. We need you to get back out there on the diamond. We need you to get back on the field. We need you back out there in the arenas, in the ring. Men, you know what I mean? And to the women out there that want to stay, and not even just athletics. I mean, you should find something to do to move your body. Your body was made, it's a biological machine, it's a weapon. And I didn't understand that until I got into my 30s. Of course I love anime. Of course I believe in anything is possible when it comes to our capabilities as people and souls and God's bestowed upon us. But I didn't really understand how powerful the human soul, I mean, the soul is in the mind and the body until I got in my 30s, and that's the reason why, like I said, man, you young men and women out there, please make sure that you take care of your body. That's your number one asset, your mind, your body, your soul. Those are your number one assets. I'm trying to tell you. You might think it's this, you might think it's that, your money, your cars. No, it's you. You're the diamond. You know what I mean? You are the diamond. So continue to shine, continue to, uplift others by becoming the definition of hard work, strength, wisdom, honor, strength, being reliable, man, being a thinking man, a man of wisdom, a man of courage, being a stoic man. You see what I'm saying? Focus on that, young man, and discipline. And discipline. Discipline it'll take you a long way. Because if you can do things that you don't want to do or things that you need to do, you'll never have to worry about what you want to do in the future. You know what I mean? I'm telling you now. So that's what I wanted to let you young men know. And keep on fighting, keep on punching, keep on scrapping, keep getting out there every day. And whether that's getting buckets, whether that's, meeting a deadline, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you put some oomph into it. Make sure that you properly hydrating yourself. Make sure that you're going out here getting things that you need that's going to keep you in that place you need to be, high spirited, high energy, and that's going to start with taking care of your body, so I don't want to keep on rambling, but I want to say you guys don't understand how I appreciate, being at this point in life to be able to give this information out. I think it's a lot of people out here that are using social media as a tool just to generate income, which is not a problem. But when you're out here lying to people, misleading people, you're out here doing, all these negative things, and it's for your own self gain, and you're willing to misdirect people and regurgitate the same indoctrinating information, I think it's really something wrong with people like that, and they're just some evil people. So I want you guys to use me as an example because I don't have a problem telling you. Like I said, I made decisions that I mean, that got me where I'm at today. And I really, I'll do a lot of that stuff over because I appreciate the man that God is trying to build me into. Now there are some things that I would have done better, but for the most part, I'm aware enough to say that I enjoy who I am as a person. And I don't think that I would be who I am if I didn't go through the things that I've been through. So, I just want to say that. And I want you young men, I don't want you guys to make those mistakes. I was a fool. I could have went to school. I thought about going to the Navy. What's going on? Colin, the real Coco, what's going on with y'all? Hell nah, I'd never give up. And that's what I want, you young men and women to know. You gotta make sure that you stay 10 toes down, as they say in Philly, Philly. You know what I mean? You got to stay 10 toes the fuck down. And whatever you trying to do. I don't care if it's boxing. I don't care if you playing golf out this motherfucker. I don't care if it's badminton, tennis. I don't give a what it is. If you a, investor, if you sell candy, I don't care what it is. Make sure you stay active, take care of your body, and stay focused on what you are trying to improve at. Become a master at what you're trying to do. And once you understand that, like we should become masters of our reality, right? That's the whole reason we're here, is to be creative, is to use the abilities that God gave us to shape this into the realm and reality that we choose it to be. You see what I'm saying? So, and that starts with the mind, body, and soul, which we have been taught to destroy. So, I just, you know, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, just avoiding it. I see it, but this is a work in progress, because like I said, I'm a fool still. I still make bad decisions. I still have things that rub me the wrong way, and I might after a while. It's not the same. Now you gotta keep poking me for a while, but I know I stay away from people and I stay out of places that's even gonna put me in that headspace. That's another thing about becoming, aware, more aware, and some of the choices or decisions that we make, it builds that awareness if you're conscious. If your soul is homing in and that Wi-Fi is working, you start to realize that you can't do things the same way. For all my people out there that understand what I'm saying, and obviously the real Coco know what I'm talking about. So yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I want to, like I said, make sure you guys stay away from that bullshit. Yeah, but it is what it is. And to all those bored cats on the internet, damn, this is what you do? I didn't realize people were that weird. I knew this was weird, right? But as you get the time we in right now, because we didn't have, when we were growing up, you had shaming and clowning and joking. and busting on people and all that. So, if you did a lot of the things that people do now, you'll get clowned. I'm talking about when I was coming up 15, 20 years ago, you couldn't, the stuff that young people do today that they think hip, that they think cool, you really don't know. You're a clown. Like when you get older, you're gonna look at yourself and be, if you happen to gain some sort of awareness, you're gonna be like, damn, I was a nut. Like I was doing stupid shit. And that's the reason why, like these, like the Poppy Mob, whoever, however you say your name, these weirdos just saying these things in the comments. They don't even think about how that makes them look. And it's obvious a lot of y'all don't got no soul, because how can you sit there, regardless if someone can see you or not, have the gumption to write those type of comments knowing good goddamn well you doing it over a phone and nobody, you know what I mean? It's like you are not, it's obvious you have no honor. It's obvious you have no courage. It's obvious that you're just some twit that has nothing to do, that finds some sort of self-gratification with getting on a live and just talking stupid. You people are brainless. And that's why the world is the way that it is today. Because it's nothing but a bunch of stupid people out here willing to accept what they've been fed, which is a bunch of nonsense. They're never waking up. They're too deep in the quicksand. And that's real. I'm engaging with trying to help people understand that there are people like you that will try to throw the game off course. And you're not going to do that anymore, because you people are being exposed for how weird you really are by people like me. You think that I'm engaging with it when my conversation was already about young men and women staying away from negativity. You're giving me an opportunity to prove this is the world that we live in. You deal with a bunch of weirdos, a bunch of people that have nothing going on in life, not even upstairs in their mind. They have nothing going on. That's why they sit down. Their life is completely bull. They don't got no friends. They don't have no hobbies. They don't have no skills. The only thing that they have is tablets and phones and a bunch of anger and resentment and bitterness that's built up over years. And they just sit on social media sites and find lives and talk bullshit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm about to start getting ready for this gym. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And the ones that are, talking that negative BS, let me tell you something. You inspire me. You know what I mean? Because you help me understand why there's a yin and there's a yang, right? And that allows us, the ones that are aware, to realize that and see that there are choices that we have. And at my age, I've realized that, this is why I was talking to the young man, whether he was fake or not, about love. At my age, I've realized choices is love. Like, okay, if I decided to love something, that is a choice. And what I'm trying to say is we put ourselves in positions where we bring drama and negativity in our own lives, and we actually think that it's the world sometimes when it's really us. So, this person who's commenting or saying whatever they saying, whatever negativity that's going on in your life, you got to remember, to some degree, it's you. Yes, you've been indoctrinated. Yes, you've been, influenced in a world full of negativity. But at the same time, you have a choice. And it's up to you to start deciding which way you're going to go. And it's obvious which way you're going because you're sitting on my live talking a bunch of bullshit. And if you're anything over the age of 14, that means you are done because it's only getting worse as far as social media. And I mean, I'm thinking to myself, how dumb are you going to get from now until then if this is what you're doing at this point? So yeah, man, like find something to do, man. Like go out there and get you, DV. I hope I hope everything works out with you and your lady. But to Poppy Mavis, hey man, go get a girlfriend, man, or go get a skill, or go find another way to release that anger and that bitterness that you have inside of your soul, man. Go find some peace, man. You know what I mean? And I get it. I get it. You upset. You probably fat. You probably don't. You can't get no ladies. You know what I mean? You probably got a job you don't like. You probably broke. I get it. You know what I mean? But it's not going to help you talking crazy to somebody that's only responding in a way that you didn't think. You wanted me to get upset. You wanted me to get riled up. No, I'm making you think about your life. You're on social media trying to rile me up. I'm getting prepared to cook myself dinner after I come from the gym. This right here is this some natural Gatorade right here. This right here is some natural Gatorade right here. This person just saying stupid stuff. Yeah, y'all want to get some natural Gatorade? That's that pineapple, that lemon, and that cucumber water. It's good. It's better than you think. I'm telling you. I know some of y'all might be like, I ain't drinking that shit. I'm trying to tell you, this shit tastes better than you think. And you mix some honey in it, maybe a little bit of agave. I guess that's how they say it. Man, that thing is jumping. It's a lot of natural things out there that we've been taught. Pull. I'm mind blown by all the stuff that you can put together from fruits and vegetables, and it's, whew, I mean, I just started eating mushrooms like a year and a half ago. I used to hate them. I used to despise them. But the way some of these chefs and these cooks know how to make these different recipes, and oh man, I'm trying to learn now how to incorporate different uh, produce into my my diet, and I've been picking up the fruits just more and more and more every day. I try to apple and raspberries and cherries and mangoes. Just try to keep that flow going. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Check y'all, see y'all at the gym. And Mavis, man, get you something to do, man. Find something to do, man. Instead of sitting around playing Fortnite, beating off to, all that porn and shit. You know what I mean? Find something to do, brother. Why would you get on social media and just be talking crazy? You know what I mean? Even if this is a bot, you ain't got enough sense with all the data and information you got online. You supposed to be on some Ultron shit. Why you arguing with me? Why you going back and forth? Hey, y'all, I'm out, y'all. Y'all stay active, man. And stay out the way of these negative, evil people.